Sairam. So, yesterday Diwali was over, and as I told you, my mother used to say, "Yenga eppadi irukkanamo appadi irukkanam." So, um, when I'm talking about Ambal, so I have also to be in a little presentable way. So that's the reason not covering up. Only when I'm talking about Swami and his miracles and my experiences, I have to cover up, give respect to his rules and regulations. So I'm not obstructing Swami Sairam. So basically, now yesterday the puja was very well done. I was very happy. In fact, rather telling happy, I got a lot of peace of mind, and everything went off very well. And yeah, now again coming to the point, when it came to Diwali, every Diwali, it comes to my mind about our Angachi Varima. When we were all small children, Angachi Varima was in Taikad house and we were in Trivandrum Fort. I remember many occasions whenever there's something, in our houses, it was not necessary for Diwali to come. In our houses, it was like that whenever we feel like eating appam, we'll make appam. Whenever we make like eating chakkayappam, we'll eat chakkayappam. Elayadai, elayapam, unniyappam, Mysore pak, everything except okkare. All the sweets were made every 3-4 months. It was like, it was not necessary that it should wait for an occasion to come for us to make the sweets. So, but there was a small vessel called Sambadam. We call it Sambadam. Small one, small Sambadam. And that Sambadam was named as Angachi Varima Sambadam because why it was named like that, because that was a Sambadam which was going to Taikad and Fort. Fort and Taikad. Taikad and Fort, Fort and Taikad. How it travelled. People may think I'm talking very strange things. It is not strange. Once it get into your small heart of that art of giving selflessly, that we learn from our parents. That's why Swami always says, parenting is very important. Parenting is very important. Whenever we, in our house, we make something, my father will say, that is my appa will say, Lalita, Angacheka, see, he will not, the Angacheka, the way he tells Angacheka, I feel like crying. My mother always used to say, என்னோட சொந்த ராஜாவை காட்ட கூட உங்களுக்கு ராஜம் கோயம்புத்தூர்ல இருக்கா, அங்கச்சி பெருமை இங்க இருக்கு, அங்கச்சேக்கா இங்க இருக்கு, அங்கச்சேக்கா, like that he used to say. And Angachi Perumai also loved my father so much. Ramsami, the way she calls Ramsami was very nice, So actually, more than my mother and Angachi Perumai's rapport, I think Appa had more love for Angachi Perumai. Such a simple person, very down to earth, very loving, very caring, So this Sambadam used to go to Taikad. Okay, and from Taikad, how does it come back to Fort? Quite amazing, As children, see, that's what Swami says, Bala Vikas. What you do, what you put in the child, my father-in-law always says, Panchavarshani Madaraha. Like my father-in-law says, 5 வயசுல நம்ம என்ன போடுறோமோ அதுதான் அந்த குழந்தை தலையில வரப்போகுது. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. Maybe you can make some little bit of changes in your life, but it is like, like we say, it is imbibed in the blood, or it is, inoculated in the blood the same way. So the Sambadam will come back how Angachi Periyappa, that is Ganesh Periyappa, every Thursday he used to, after court, he was working in court. So after the Manjur court timings finished, he used to come from there, come straight home, and then have coffee and something, and then go to temple. Or there are times he goes straight to temple and come back from there, have this. And by the way, by all this time, he'll be carrying the Sambadam in a small bag. Those days, no backpack, pickpack, nothing. He used to carry that small Sambadam because Angachi Perumai should have given something in that to say, இங்க எப்படியும் சேவராக கோவிலுக்கு போற அல்லவா, ஒருத்தர் எழுதாட்ட கொடுத்துருங்கோ. So the Sambadam was going from Banjur to Fort to Banjur, as I told. So the moment Diwali comes, Okkare, Okkare. அக்காவுக்கு உட்கார ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். மை மதர் பிஃபோர் மை மதர் குட் சே சம்திங், எழுதா கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தி போட்டுரு கடலை பருப்புன்னா அக்காவுக்கு அக்காவுக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் உட்கார. ஸோ my mother used to see that the sambadam, even though sambadam looks small, like only this much size, but mother used to press and press and press. I used to see the love in that. I used to see the love in that. There are times I used to feel, amma ipo tinichu vekkira idu adukku mele enga kolla poradhu. What my mother says, see, those days the sambadam was not flat, it had a like kind of dome kind of a lid. So my mother will say, nanu ipdi kumbarama vecha அது மேலே அப்படி போகிறது, அந்த மூடிக்கு மேலே போகிறது சரியாயிடும். And she'll put a note there, அக்கா பார்த்து துறக்கவும், because the moment we open should not fall, no? So this was the relationship between Angichi Perimai and my mother. And every Deepavali, whenever I make Okarai, for a minute, I think of Angichi Perima, and I always think, Perimai, wherever you are born in another body, bless me from there. Such loving, caring, and Lakshmi Akka, Nataraj Anna, and we had a bond. I don't know what bond it was. It was a bond beyond cousins, but that they kept up. That's the main thing. The parents kept up the bond. That's the main thing. It's like Swami always says, it's not having a relationship. You have to maintain the relationship, and wherever it is. So, and I remember whenever Amma goes to Thaikad, she used to walk. She'll ask me, Nadapaya, Paudi Vaida Tuki Kochana, and Almudia, Nadapaya na va. So she used to take the Metukada Junction, Central Railway Station, Metukada Junction. She used to go through that. That's a passage which leads to Thaikad house very fast. So later date, we couldn't go that way because there was a lot of unwanted things happening. So Amma used to avoid that place later. So she used to go through Thaikad, Thaikad hospital that way. Where were the buses from there? And people never waited for buses. That's the main thing. They never had the patience, not only the patience, they never had the time to waste. Bus வந்து நான் போய் சேர்றதுக்குள்ள நான் அக்கா போய் பார்த்து 10 தரம் பேசிட்டே வந்துடலாம். Like that my mother used to say. So whenever there was a school holiday or something, I used to go along with my mother, like a Valu. And Natarajana, do you remember? Used to call me Valu. Because I keep going behind my mother. Wherever Amma goes, I'll go. It's a school holiday. So I used to walk. She'll say, Amma, kaalu valikirudhu na solla nadu uttu poiduven. This is how they never took the stick, or they never kind of harassed us as for the upbringing. One stare, one rough voice is more than enough. So I used to walk along. She walks very fast. So I used to walk along with her, and we go there, and Natarajana will be there. And I had a small mark here on the cheek, I remember, due to some kind of ringworms or something like that. So it was like a ring. He used to call me ring, hey ring. And my hairs used to be so curly. Now also no hairs now, all gone. But this curly hair, always it was curly hair for me, long hair, but curly hair. So he used to call me, hey spring. So spring, I remember the spring and the ring. He always used to call me ring. Natarajana, I think you remember this, So now, coming back to the point about Lalitha. As soon as I told you, as soon as my little daughter left her body, life has to go on, right? So elder daughter will go to school. And she was doing her 10th, so she cannot skip. She used to go to school. My husband left for his office. I was all alone in the huge house. Even though it's a rented house, we always go for a huge house because my husband always wanted a huge place with lot of airspace because he's an asthmatic patient. A lot of airspace, and he always felt we should stay a little away from all those days. So. Of course, I had so many dogs to feed, and the life has to go on. I told you, the life has to go on. So I remember how Lalithambika put you two people. So behind my house, there was one Gomathi mami, and family stayed. The Gomathi mami's son Raju and Periyanna, I call them Periyanna, Raju Anna, Jayamanni. I don't know where they are. I am trying to find out. Only if I catch hold of Mala, I can find out where they are now. because as long as we were staying in Horma, we were in touch. Once we left that place, all lost touch. So coming back to the point again. So this mami, Gomathi mami, after all her, that is her grandchildren, they all have to go to college and schools and respectively. After that, she'll call me from her back portion of the house. She'll call like this. See how Ambal said. I say when I'm talking about Ambal, I have so much to talk. She used to call me from back and say, Radhika, chaptayamma. Ah, mami, enna chaptayamma. சமைச்சின் மாமி கேரட் கொடுத்து அனுப்பணும் இல்லையா, அவருக்கு கேரட் கொடுக்கணும், பெரிய பொண்ணுக்கு கேரட் கொடுக்கணும். சமைச்சின் மாமி என்ன பண்ணுறாய்மா, நாய்களுக்கெல்லாம் சாப்பாடு கொடுத்தாச்சு மாமி, படுத்துன்னு இருக்கேன். அம்மா இங்கே வா, நீ முள்ள அந்த பக்கமாக பின்னாடி வாமா. There was a stone, there was a washing, those days washing stones were there in houses. There was a washing stone where you used to climb with 9 yards. She used to climb that washing stone and reach my compound. She was, as it is, I am short and she is much shorter than me. So from there she'll put a huge carrier in a hook and put it this side. So I will climb this Tokerakalla, that is washing stone, and pick up that carrier and she'll say, Vechko, Ratri Uddum Pannadena, the Chaptuko, Nee Unna Pathiyum Kavalapadade ella Ambal Paathu. Appudan Mami irukken. They were full support for me when Soumya's body was home and Pramila, and these are people. So what I mean to say is, when you completely surrender to God, not that God is going to come and tell you, oh Radhika, you're so much devoted to me, hereafter all will be full of roses. No, not like that. She will send, Amba will send people there in the same way Swami sent people to me several times. So then one day she called up my husband and told, Athukaratta konjam pesanam. I said, she's an elderly person, so why don't you go and meet her? So my husband went there and then she said, Neemba, Kolandeng Gutinva. So myself, my elder daughter, myself and my husband, we went back house, no? We went there and she spoke and she said, see, Thirunelveli oru madam irukku, engaloda kudumbathode oru madam, Lalithambika Madam. See how the Lalithambika puts, see, Lalithambika Madam irukku, அந்த மடத்துக்கு நாங்கள் வந்து வருஷம் சண்டிகாவம் நடத்துவோம். இந்த வருஷம் நீயும் கூட வா சாய்ரா, இந்த வருஷம் நீயும் கூட வா ராதிகா, she said. So my husband said, okay, no problem. Okay மாமி, அதனால என்ன, தன்யாவும் ராதிகாவும் வருவாள், எனக்கு வர முடியாது, தன்யாவும் ராதிகாவும் வருவா, நான் 4 நாள் லீவ் எடுத்துக்கிறேன், வரட்டா. So let us talk about this episode again because I cannot load the entire thing in my mobile.